Hello, fellow Flosstubers. Still having trouble with that. Anyway, it's awesome to be back. I just got back from a cruise that we took from Galveston, and we went to the Caribbean islands. So we hit, I know Jamaica was the last one, Cayman Islands was the second one, and I can't remember the first one. But we had a really good time. I actually did get some cross stitch done, which is awesome. And then I realized yesterday I was going to do the tube yesterday because today is June 1st, 2017. And I was going to do it yesterday, but we had just got back on Monday, and the more I thought about it, the more I thought I wasn't in the mood. So today I am. I'm all excited, and I have my list. I actually did a list this time of what I need to talk to you about. I have a few tips, a couple of tips. You know, some of you may know, some of you may not know. And then since the last time I talked to you, it was my birthday. May 18th is my birthday. And my daughter gave me this wonderful mug. Look at that. I just love it. I just love it. She knows I love Disney stuff, so I was tickled, and I got a pair of PJs that turned out really good too. And my son and my daughter-in-law gave me a bonsai tree, not bonsai tree. I spent time in Japan, so I know. Anyway, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. I really like it. It's working out pretty good, and I keep an eye on it. And the tradition with the Japanese is that when you're presented a bonsai tree, if it dies, you die. Or if you die, it dies, kind of thing. So it's kind of a funny thing, but I've seen that in Japan when I lived there, that when a person passed away, then their bonsai tree did too, because it has something to do with their lifelong thing. Anyway, so that's just a hint I found. All right, so I want to do a couple of shout outs, and I said that I really wasn't into the shout outs, but I want to thank Bliss Stitch. He mentioned me in his video, and I was tickled. He even pronounced the last name right. I couldn't believe it. And it usually the way that I tell people to pronounce my last name is Wiltzius. So if you have a chess game and put Will in front of it, Wiltzius, and you just say it fast enough. And that was what I was taught when I married my husband. And so it's kind of funny because my father-in-law told me not too long ago that it actually is pronounced with a WiltschUsch, and he had actually pronounced it, and my tongue could not get around it. So it's Wiltshire as far as I know. So if there's another pronunciation that somebody knows, I would love to find out what it is. And a lot of people were asking what the nationality is, and it's actually Luxembourg. So it's part German. And it's kind of interesting because we did a DNA test on both me and my husband was more in that direction than we thought he was. I mean, we thought there was a lot of German in him, and actually, I think there's a little bit more British, the UK, than there was German in him. So, all right. So then, my other shout out would be for Ginger Gerald Stitcher. He's awesome. I watch him. He's really good, and I will try to put the information down below so that you can go check him out if you haven't already checked him out. Ginger Gerald has been doing the crowns, and he's really moving on those. They're not really what I like, but I like what he's doing, and so it's not something I would do, but I really do love the work that he does. And so now he's working with a company overseas to show designs and stuff that this company does. So he's going to be doing you know, stitch along kind of thing. So he's going to show you as he goes what he likes about the pattern, what he doesn't, that kind of thing. It's a critique. And I think that would be awesome because one of the designs that they sent to him is a pretty cool one. And I do like that. So I want to see if the kit has everything that he needs and whatnot. So, and then Beverly, I want to say hi to you because you have been with me from day one. You're sweet. You've left me a lot of comments and stuff, and I'm not sure because of my dyslexia, so I'm going to try to do your name justice. It's Beverly, Evinger, and Teddy is what you have listed below, and I appreciate all your comments. You are awesome, lady. Thank you so much for keeping me encouraged and keep telling me to keep doing these because I really do appreciate it. You're wonderful. I love you. And then I already did Bliss Stitch. So, oh, and Robert, and I can't remember, but I will put his information down there. I can't remember he's got 3 names, Robert, and I'll do it justice by not going any further, and I'll put his name down below. I give him credit. I sent him 2 patterns that he was looking for, or actually he was looking for one. He already had the other one, and I told him he could do whatever he wanted to with the extra pattern because they were things that I didn't think I'd do. So I sent them to him, and he actually pronounced my name correctly, and he was worried that he didn't, and I thought, hey, way to go. I like that. So thank you, and I'm glad that you liked your gift that I sent you. So. And then I Heart Cross Stitch. She was talking about a notebook of names. So she has this notebook that she keeps, and she's going down the alphabet and seeing which ones that, which Flosstubers that she wants to see again, and it's kind of hard because she gives you little stars, I guess. So the more stars you have, the better your video is. So I thought that was kind of interesting, and but I'm not one to go look for all the Flosstubers. I tend to see what I like, and if I like them, then I subscribe. And if for some reason something was on one of them that I thought was too boring or too informational, I don't know, then I take them off. But I bounce around, so I don't really keep track of who does what, and I was just curious as to where she got this list of Flosstubers. So when she tried to explain it to me, I tried to go through it, and my brain couldn't figure it out, so forgive me on that. So one of the and just so you know, one of the things that I do is that I keep these little notebooks. I must have 5 notebooks around the house, and so if anything catches my eye, I look for one of my notebooks and I write it down. And then when I think about it again, then I go looking for the notebook, and and a lot of times it's kind of funny. I do have an idea which notebook it's in. So and that's what I did with the people that said that they wanted to do. Whoops, that's empty. Anyway, the people that said that they wanted to do wanted the chart. So I wrote down your names, and at the end of this video I will pick a name, and then you can send me your address and we'll be good. So that all being said, and I know that was boring for 9 minutes, and excuse me for scratching again, and if you can't tell, I got burned pretty good while I was on the trip. So face too. That's what I get for being Scandinavian. I have the white skin that just loves to get burned during the thing. So when I went on the trip, I filled my little, and this is a tip actually, I filled my little box, and what I love about it is the snap. Oh, wrong side. So they have these snaps, so it keeps it shut so it doesn't pop open. And inside are pins, all the stuff that I need for my cross stitch. And notes and stuff like that, and I really like that. Normally I use that for my cross stitch, and I leave it around the at the table, and it has the bobbin, the white bobbin pieces. So then get a load of this. If anybody is like me and needs, whoops, wrong direction. If anybody is like me and has to have Dramamine while you're on a ship or a boat. Actually, the ship was okay. It was the ferries afterwards that took you back and forth. Those are where I really need my Dramamine. So my husband took off the sticker that was on there saying Dramamine. And this is perfect to take with you when you're going anywhere, you know, in the car or whatever. And then, like me, I would put it in here along with the other stuff, and it would have all the needles that I need, and it's easy enough to get to. So plus it's cheap, and I don't have to buy those needle cases, even though I bought 3 of them. So that's kind of how that went. I went to before I went on the trip, I was up in Olympia, Washington, and I went to my Quilts of Valor meeting, because I do Quilts of Valor, and I make eagles for those, and I didn't take them out, so I won't be able to show you that. But I have my pile over here of what I did remember. So the fun part with that is that when I was up there at Quilts of Valor, I decided I'd go find Hobby Lobby, because I've known for about 4 or 5 years that it's up there, and I just never could figure out where. Well, Dingbat here goes up and down the road trying to find it, and even my phone says it's here, and I'm looking around and can't find it here, so I keep going down the road. Must have did that 3 times, and then I finally figured out where it was, and I was thinking, how stupid. I've known that spot for I don't know how long. It used to be a Kmart, and now it's Hobby Lobby. And now I've figured out an easy way to get there. So unfortunately, not a good thing for me, because now I can go up there anytime I have Quilts of Valor and go get what I want. Pat's not going to be too thrilled. Anyhow, so while I was up there, let's see if I can find it. I bought some stuff. Of course, I had to. I haven't been in Hobby Lobby for over 30 years, and I just love Hobby Lobby. And I'm sorry to offend anybody that is offended by Hobby Lobby's practices, but my way of looking at that is one person not shopping at Hobby Lobby is not going to hurt them at all. And even if you have a dozen people, there are more people that do like Hobby Lobby that won't give it up. So, you know, it's not going to hurt Hobby Lobby if you don't show up. So anyway, I bought this. Remember me? I'm the patriotic kid. Well, sorry, there we go. The reflection's coming off my my glass window. So I bought this, and I'm very patriotic, and I really can't wait. I want to do that. I really do. So while I was on the cruise, I took my little bag. See? My little bag. And I took both cross stitch that I said I would, and I realized that I only should have taken 1. So actually the work in progress on that is below all this stack, so I will show you I'll show you this part, and then I'll show you how far I got. So this is what I took with me, along with I think it was Love. No, Love I did. So Faith. One of the cross stitch. Anyway, you'll know that from the last time. So I took those 2 with me, and I found out that that particular thing, I didn't get as much done as I thought I would, but I did get quite a bit done. So I'm okay with that. I just need to remember next time, if I decide to go on another cruise, take 1 item and 1 book. And actually, I didn't read the book, so it's kind of a waste. But when and while I'm thinking about it, while we were on the cruise, I did get myself a cute little notebook. you know, a nice little notebook, and it's from Mexico. I decided that I'm going to use that to keep track of my cross stitch, maybe. Let's see how that works. So the other thing too that I got was when we were there, I've got friends that I bowl with on a travel league, and we do it once a month. And at Christmas time we have a big to-do. We have a potluck, and then our group exchanges gifts with each other. So I decided that while I was there, I found these. It's a little change purse, see? And so I bought 5 or 6 of them. I've got 4 partners in the bowling. 4 of their partners, and so we bowl all together. And so I decided that I would get an extra because there's another gal that always gives me something for Christmas, and I always try to make sure that I can give her something too. So, and this one I bought for myself. So they're change purses, and in bowling we if you bowl a strike, then you know you put a quarter in, and we have these pull tabs kind of thing. And so if you get a strike, you pull a bead down, and then by the time the beads get to the top, the last strike wins. It's usually, you know, $1.25, but you leave a quarter in, so you actually win $1. And so it's not real expensive for us, so I thought I'd get those for them. So I thought you might like to see what I bought. Then I got my Brazilian embroidery, a wrap up, and I haven't read it yet, but this was waiting for me when I got home, which was awesome. So I will get to that. My Brazilian embroidery seminar is in 2 weeks. Well, actually a week and a half, and I'm really getting excited about that. So I will have a whole bunch of stuff to show you when I get back. Whether I'm going to do a video between now and then, between now and the seminar, probably not. So probably in 3 weeks I'll do the next seminar. So when I came home, I got this from 123 Stitch because I ordered it before I left. And as you can see, whoops, going the wrong way, right over here, I had to order, where are we? I had to order 2 more of those for the stocking. I went through that little bobbin, I went through that whole thing of the glossy stuff, so I had to order some more. And I'm thinking, I wish Stony Creek would have told me that I was going to go through so much of that stuff. I would have been prepared for it. So it was kind of frustrating because I ran out and then I had to order, and so I had just enough. But because we were going on the cruise, it worked out okay. So then, do you all remember last time that I was complaining about stitching bits and bobs? Well, I came home and my package was here. So I got this, and I needed the reason why I got this is because I need to make a needle case for the seminar, and boy do I really need to make a needle case for that. Excuse me for itching again. So I thought, well, maybe this was one that had the pattern I needed, and it doesn't, but I can go on with that. And then I also, people were talking about Weeks Dye Works. So I bought this. Let's see. It's kind of a different, and I thought that I would try it. It feels kind of stiff to me. It doesn't really feel soft, but I'm going to try that and see how that works. And then I guess they gave me a free pattern. And truthfully, I don't know if I'll do that. I may or may not. But I did get this one too. This is the pattern, one of the patterns I was waiting on. And it is chandelier. Yeah, I'm not sure. The German, the dyslexia in me is kind of going, Chantelane, I guess is what they're called. It's a pattern, and it's called Egypt Garden. So this is one, and I thought that it would be nice, like the other square one that I had done. And of course, I had to get this. I had to get this. I had liked this before, and I saw one of the gals on Instagram, and she started working on this, and I fell in love. I said, okay, that picture that she showed on Instagram did justice to what it was. Actually, this one is the other kit that I took with me that I didn't use, so I'm going to put that off to the side. So now we'll get into my whips, I guess, works in progress. And so, of course, in May I was able to get a few stitches in, and I don't know if this changed anymore from the time that I showed you last time or not. But I decided that in doing this, that I'm going to get rid of the parking. Heaven and Earth Designs, and this is the Pentagram Cat, I believe it's called. Anyway, all that parking was driving me nuts. Seriously, driving me nuts. Because there is so much confetti on here that you just can't keep track. And so once in a while I would park in one spot too far to the left or too far to the right, or maybe up above. And so then I was having trouble trying to figure out where that color actually belonged. So I decided to give up on that, and that's where I started to, up in here, I started to go ahead and do the colors, get each of the colors done, cut it off, and move on. Otherwise, it was going to be a big mess. So I think that's going to work out better than parking on Heaven and Earth Design. Yeah, it ain't happening. Oh, I did finish this one. It's done. This is the, oh, I just showed it to you upside down. Cool. So anyway, there you go. This is the beautiful sea. Wow, brain dead here. Anyway, this is the Eric Shipley Sal stitch along. It's done, it's completed, and what I'm going to do with it, I don't know. I really don't know. I like it, but it's not bold enough. It could be that my background wasn't good enough background to make it bolder. I don't know. So anyway, at least it's done. So I did finish one thing. Woohoo! One thing got done this month. Well, not this month, last month, January. Okay, so then I also was working on, before I left, I was working on my Christmas stocking. So the Christmas stocking for my daughter is coming out of my bag here eventually, if I can pull it out. I think I got a few things in the way. So this is how much farther, whoops, showing you the back. This is how much farther I've gotten on it. Isn't that pretty? So the O, I believe the O is done. And my next step, oh, that's a string. My next part is one more penguin and the J. And once those are done, then I can do the snowflakes that go around them and work on her name. So I'm really happy with how far I've gotten with this, and it's going pretty quick. I really do like this one. So that one's keeping me busy. So let me get this stuff out of the way, and I'm sorry about moving around so much. Then, oh, let me show you this before I forget. This is the one that I took on the cruise with me. I even took the frame, and I didn't actually put it on the frame until we left on Saturday. We were done on Sunday, so on Friday I actually hooked it up to the frame, and I was thinking that it was stupid that I hadn't done it sooner, because I was doing it by hand. Handwork is fine, and it worked out fine because it was easy to take with me. And it's small enough, so it really didn't matter. But I got that much done. I'm really happy with it. As far as right here, I went before we left, and I got, I went through my DMC and I pulled out that blue because they had it down for a gray color. And let's see if I can find my pattern, and I will explain this to you. What they had was a gray color that goes there, but the actual pattern itself does not have the gray. And actually, here it is. It's in my bag, which is nice. I take it with me all the way. So if you look at this, see that? In that area down below or around it is blue, and it fades out. But when I pulled out the gray and I started working with the gray and I double checked it because the picture showed blue, I was a little disappointed because the gray popped. I mean, it took away from the angel itself, in my opinion. It was too bold to go there. So I went down and got the blue so that it would kind of blend with the background, and then when I put the words in there, it would look a lot better. So because there's, I don't know if you can tell, but see there's words in there and whatnot. So and that's going to be done in gold. And I thought it would look a lot better with the blue than it would be a gray that's almost a white. And the gray and white is actually in the dress. So to add that color out here just didn't make sense to me because you're making the dress kind of blend out. So I changed it back to the blue that the original picture is. So that's that one. And then some of you and I have been working on the heart anchor. So here's as far as I got last month, which is not very far. But what happened, I actually started working on this part right here. I started working on it, this here. And I found that this piece right here was done wrong. When I was counting them, they weren't lining up. So I had to take all of this out, and I had to take out all of this because I had it way down into here, and I couldn't figure out why the count wasn't coming up, you know. So then I ended up taking out that piece, and once I did that, then it was okay. And that was before I left, and I decided that was enough. I was tired of fighting it as far as my counting. For some reason, my counting was off. So I'm thinking today I'm going to work on it because I noticed that she's up to number 6, and that's a lot farther than where I am right now. So I will work on that, and I will get that, I get some more of that done. So hopefully by the next time I do the video, it will, I'll have that done. And you know, I'm looking at the time and it's 28 minutes, and I always said that I wanted to make it short for about 15 to 20 minutes, and I've already gone past my time. But I am going to show you some pictures at the end of this of the pieces I had framed. I'm going to try and put those on the end. And then I'm also going to show you the ship. We were on Liberty of the Seas, which is Royal Caribbean. So I'll put a few things on there so you can kind of see what we did on the cruise. And I did have the different stages of what I did. So if you follow me on Instagram, you'll be able to see even more pictures probably. If not, that's okay. Alright, so for those of you, and I didn't bring the pattern up, I do apologize. But for those of you that watched my last 2 videos and saw that I was giving away a pattern that I had, 4 of you signed up. Here you are. And so I'm going to pick your name. And then if you can send me a message or PM me your address, I will get that out in the mail to you. And I hope you'll enjoy it. But I really like that. And I found some magazines, and I found the third one that goes with that, with the Stony Creek magazine. So when if and when I finish the other ones, I will send you the I will do the same thing. I'll put them up here for whoever wants the patterns. I will probably do that with all the stuff that I finish, because I don't duplicate myself on doing things more than once. So, okay, so here we go. Here's the winner, and I'm going to, just so you can see, I will pick a name, and I'm looking at you while I do. So, the winner is, I put them on little stickies so this thing doesn't want to stick together. Oh, awesome! Carmi Anderson, right there. See? There's the winner. Whoops. Okay, is it showing up? No, it doesn't want to. Anyway, Carmi Anderson, send me your information and I will be more than happy to send it out. Awesome! And as far as me, I even got to swim with the stingrays, which was weird, but yeah. Sometime I'll have to tell you some of the things that go on. My husband's a kick. I was buying jewelry like crazy, and then I was wanting to get gifts for everybody, and he's kind of going, Lynn, knock it off. Lynn, knock it off. And it's like, yeah, but I'm having fun. I want others to have fun too. So, I didn't see any cross stitch or embroidery there, but I did see a few people that were working on stuff, and there were a set of 5 guys that were doing a demonstration in Mexico. And they had the beautiful embroidery outfits on, right? And they did their swirling and whatever on the top. And when they came down, 2 of them went off to the side, and there were some others that joined them. And eventually it wound up being 3 of them, actually. They were beading their own outfits. They were doing the embroidery and the beading themselves. And I was so tempted to go up and ask them about it. But they were doing such a beautiful job on their outfits. And I said to my husband, well, I want to know what kind of thread they're using. Can you think, I do this kind of thing, embroidery and stuff? And he says, well, Lynn, all threads are the same. What difference does it make? And I said, excuse me, it's not all the same. Brazilian embroidery is a rayon, and then I start going down the list. DMC is, and then he goes, okay, I get the idea, but you don't need to talk to him. So I didn't get to talk to him. But anyway, had fun, and now I'm getting back to my stuff. So now that I've showed you what I got in the mail, and I was thinking what else I needed to say. Anyway, I showed you what I got, and as far as stitching bits and bobs, honestly, I don't think that I will purchase from them again unless it's something I can't find. But then I'm afraid that if I can't find it, that's probably going to go on back order and they won't tell me. So I think stitching bits and bobs is a good price to pay for stuff. But if you're going to do that, you're going to have to remember that it's going to take you probably 2 months before you get your stuff back. And they're not very good with customer service as far as contacting you and saying that you have an order on back order. They are good at replying, except when I replied just before I left for the cruise, I sent them an email and I said, hey, it's been a month and a half. I haven't heard from you. I don't know what's going on. Have you been able to send out my order? And there was no reply. And when I came back from the cruise, my order was here. So I was disappointed in that, because at that point I was debating whether to just order my stuff somewhere else. And now I'm glad that it came in, and I didn't reorder my stuff somewhere else. But I wasn't too thrilled with their stuff, and I usually don't like to put any business down because every business needs some business. So if you're not in a big hurry to get something, and if you don't need it like tomorrow, then yeah, go ahead and order from them. But other than that, if you're in a big hurry, I would not order from them as much as I like what they have for a business. I just wish that she was a little bit more quicker with her stuff. And if she would have replied and said that I had stuff on back order, then I wouldn't have had a problem with it. I probably would have done the same thing and still said, you know, hey, it's a month and a half later, did the back order come in? But that was no reply to that one, and I did get it in the mail, so I don't know if she forgot about me or what. So anyway, enough said about that. Let me see. I showed you all that stuff, and so I think we're good. I will leave you some pictures at the end of this, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Oh, and before I forget, check out, if you're on Instagram, check out the Stitching Hour 2017, and it starts today. And what you do is you put in an hour worth of stitching in, and then you post it on Instagram. And we do that all the way through June 1st to August 30th, I believe. So I did that last year, and that's what got me to where I had finished my Nantucket Rose. It kept me going, and it was like I knew that I had to put in at least an hour on stuff. And so I'm going to do that again this year. I'm hoping that I will be posting a lot of stuff. I'm hoping also if I can finish a few things. So with that being said, I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful month. And if I don't see you before seminar, I will show you all the wonderful threads and stuff that I get back from seminar. And I may even show you some of the work that I did at seminar, because I signed up for 2 classes. So, that being said, bye-bye. Ah, there it is. See you later.